Tonight's match is presented by Waymo, and it's match day 29 in the Valley of the Sun as Phoenix Rising returns home to face off against an Eastern Conference foe in Loudoun United. It's time for the USL Championship, and I want to welcome you in here to the stadium at 38th and Washington, Phoenix Rising FC Stadium. Killian McClatchy, my partner, as always, Joe Lowry. Joe, it's good to be back. The closing stretch, final 6 matches of the regular season, and it starts tonight for both these teams with a lot to play for.
Yeah, it's make or break right now, especially for Phoenix Rising. 7th as we're recording this right now, but it feels like I have to say that, Killian, because so much has changed in the Western Conference from week to week, from weekend to midweek. A lot at stake for Rising tonight, and a lot between now and the end of the year as well.
It certainly is. We're going to keep you updated throughout the night as we get the scores coming in. A lot to talk about, but we're going to start with the match here tonight and the two teams on the pitch. We're going to give you tonight's Circle K players to watch. Starting off with the home team, it's Hope Avayevu. He's been the star of this team all season. They're going to need him to be huge if this team really wants to make a push to the playoffs. Yeah, 15 combined goals and assists. That's no penalties for Hope Avayevu. Tied first in the entire USL Championship in that stat. Coming into the weekend, he's been everything for this Phoenix Rising team in midfield, and more than that, he's been the real through line as a lot of the attacking pieces have changed in this Rising squad after the summer transfer window. Tied atop the league in assists as a whole as well. He's been really sharp in the midfield, one of the best additions to this team. Over on the other side, it's the Guatemalan international Archimedes Ordóñez. He's only been here for just a couple games, but goodness gracious has he shown out. He's been so effective, and not just for Loudoun after arriving last month, but also for Guatemala. Plays in their World Cup qualifiers earlier this month, starts against Panama. A really influential player. We've seen that for club and country. Ryan Martin loves him atop his structure. Yeah, it's a name. If you watched the Gold Cup this past year, you might have recognized he had an assist against the USA in that semifinal match. He's going to be one to keep an eye on up top. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to have starting lineups and kickoff coming up on the other side here from 38th and Washington. It's Phoenix Rising, Loudoun United coming up next.
John Hamm.
Hey, Gare Bear.
You still coming to my dog's birthday party?
I would, but I have to sell my car.
Well, just sell it to Carvana.
Carvana, huh?
Great offers, 100% online. They'll pick it up. You told me about Carvana.
Did I?
And isn't that your car?
I mean, that could be anybody's car. Okay, fine, I sold it to Carvana. Thank you. Whoa.
So you'll come?
I just sold my car. What, am I gonna walk? Sell your car to Carvana today.
Oh, Waymo's here.
The what?
The Waymo.
What's a Waymo?
There you go.
It's driving itself.
You're okay. It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
How does it do this?
Magic.
When you choose Arizona Sports Medicine Center, you have access to one of the Valley's most advanced sports medicine and orthopedic care teams.
You're choosing a multidisciplinary team who are dedicated to providing the care you need.
That's why we offer advanced treatments, both surgical and non-surgical options, including robotic-assisted procedures.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, a sports injury, or need rehab after surgery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love to do.
Care is more than just treatment. It's a journey we take together.
Hey, just a reminder that me and some friends are headed to the credit card bill tomorrow.
Again? I hate that you're always going to the credit card. Why can't you stay here and do things with us?
You don't generate the same interest. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Get your money working and keep more of it at home with 0% interest for 6 months on new Visa credit cards at America First.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Carvana, ASMC, and America First. Starting lineups for this evening. First off, with the visitors in Loudoun United for head coach Ryan Martin in his 7th season. this is how they go. Expect a little bit of movement to see him kind of running around a little bit. Maybe even potentially a 4-2-2-2, Joe.
That's the expected look tonight, but we could see a little bit of fluidity within that. As you're saying, Killian, no Pedro Santos tonight. He suffered those double yellows in that loss to San Antonio last weekend, so we see Zach Ryan come back into this squad up top.
Abdulatif Abukora on the bench for the first time in a long time, still working his way back from a little bit of an injury. Expect to potentially see him for a few minutes this evening later on tonight. Over on the other side, a little bit of a change up to the formation for Pamodu Ka. Same faces, just a little bit different places.
Yeah, the expectation is to see Hope Aveyevu really leading that midfield group as the tip of that triangle. One notable name, Killian, back in the lineup, Colin Smith, getting his first start for Phoenix Rising since July, has been dealing with injury throughout the better part of the summer. Pierce Rizzo moves back to the bench as Smith, his senior, moves into the right back spot.
There is Phoenix donning the all-red top to bottom, as we're now going to give you Lowry's Lowdown. It's everybody's favorite part of the night, at least my personal favorite, presented by Peoria Nissan. Joe, what do you got for us?
Checks in the mail, Killian. First of all, if you're Phoenix Rising, you want to avoid turnovers in your own third of the field. Only 2 teams in USL pass the ball more in their own half than Phoenix Rising. A lot of short build-up in the back. Loudoun United know that. They want to take advantage of turnovers in that area and pounce. And if you're Loudoun United, you've been a leaky defensive team throughout a lot of 2025. If you can really position yourself well in possession with your rest defense, your structure as you lose the ball, if you can be in good spots to avoid giving Phoenix chances to beat you in 4 passes or less, it's going to be a good day for Ryan Martin and co.
Rodrigo Albuquerque, our head referee, blows us into play, and we are off and running for match day number 29 from Phoenix. I mentioned Rising it. The home side wearing all red top to bottom. Loudoun United, the road team, wearing all white top to bottom. I want to thank you for joining us wherever you may be. As we get into this match, we mentioned it a little bit in the open. 6 matches remaining. So each one so important, every point so important. You come into the night. We'll start off with Loudoun United, this visiting team, currently sitting in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. They sit at 37 points coming into the night, a record of 11-9-4. And this is a team, they've kind of been right there on the edge, just kind of nipping at the heels as a ball placed in towards the center, headed in and knocked down, set down towards the 18. A shot deflected away as Skierce got in front of it. It was Ben Mines who got his head to the first ball as Phoenix going to try and rally and reset things. Aggressive, nice little bit of footwork there by Axel Asenge as he's going to press it forward. Noble Okello working his way ahead across midfield. Laid forward for Remy Cabral, a little 1-2. Has to wait for it now. Is Sacco. Sacco going to try and switch ends. But it falls right down. Now Denny Flores. Darius Johnson, a slow walk forward. But Loudoun United, they've really just been chasing Charleston and Louisville really all season and trying to set themselves up to really kind of solidify that 3rd spot and at least home field advantage for a portion of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's been the story for Loudoun United this season, Killian. You're sort of like a kid trying to finish setting the table, but you get distracted by something happening on TV. That's been the start of this game, where Loudoun United, just a minute or so into this match, fire off a couple of shots on pass season, where they are 5th in the USL Championship in goals scored this year. They've been so effective going forward, even with injury to Abdulatif Abukora. He's on the bench tonight, as we said. Even with some changes to Ryan Martin's lineup, they're so dangerous going forward. And Ryan Martin talked to me earlier this week and said, we believe truly that we can score on anybody in this league. And Killian, that's been the story for Phoenix Rising as well, where they're 3rd in the championship in goals scored per game coming into this weekend. So effective going forward, leaky at the back for both of these teams. That's one of the reasons why this game's been end-to-end to start with, and one of the reasons why this match should be so much fun.
This ball sent through. Smith does a nice job to slide through and get possession of that ball, as now he takes a little bit of contact and goes to the ground. While we have a second, we will give you tonight's availability report, which is brought to you by Spooner. There it is. Pretty much the same names. The one big one, no Tristan Henry, the backup keeper tonight for Phoenix Rising. Over on the other side, you mentioned Santos unavailable with that red card, and then Erlinson and Turner still working. They got some injuries, expecting them to be out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and those injuries along the back line have been really difficult for Loudoun United. Yet another parallel between these two teams. Phoenix Rising have rotated through back line groupings throughout almost all of 2025. Killian, this really, with this back four of Danny Flores on the left, Colin Smith on the right, Acela Senge, and Rafael Chihus in the middle of the back line, this foursome is the first time we've seen it. Tonight is the very first time we'll get that look for Phoenix Rising. It's really their first time since the summer window where they've had a chance to put together Pamadouka's first choice back four. Something to watch tonight, certainly.
Kello kind of helping out right in the middle between those two center backs as Johnson, little heel flick on 1-2 and too far away. Flores tried to make a sprinting run towards it, but able to get there. But you mentioned those goals. You got 39 goals scored, 40 allowed for Loudoun United, and it's a bit like the Spider-Man meme. The one where they're sitting there all pointing at each other. That's pretty much what these two teams are here tonight. It's essentially like a carbon copy. Phoenix Rising, 40 goals scored, one of the tops in the league. They ended up coming into tonight in third in the league, just ahead of Loudoun United, but 42 goals allowed, which is tied for second in the championship. And we've talked about this Phoenix side. They come in currently, as we said, they came into the night sitting in seventh. As things stand, it's where they should be. Obviously, things are fluid and moving throughout the night with the scores coming in from around the league. But 31 points coming in, a record of 7-7-10. They are currently on a 5-match unbeaten run, though.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising have picked up results, but not in the way they wanted. Even thinking back to last weekend, that 2-2 draw away to Sac Republic. On paper, it's a fine result. But in reality, Phoenix Rising go down 2 goals early on in that half. And Phoenix struggle to claw their way back, eventually do get the draw and ride back home to Phoenix with some satisfaction. But there's been a lot of that for Phoenix Rising this season where they've had good performances, but not complete performances. And if you're Pamadouka tonight, that's one of the things you're looking to avoid.
And this is a Rising team that a win tonight after some of the earlier results can't push them up as far as it could have to start the day. But theoretically, 3 points tonight, they could be sitting in potentially even fourth place and sitting in a home playoff spot with still some games to play as there's a ball thrown in. Cabral down underneath, sends it to the center and just past Sacco. Chipped back into the middle towards the penalty spot. Nobody's there, though, and it's cleared away. So a dangerous look for Phoenix. 5 minutes in. His long road trip from Loudoun United, making their way all the way from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Changing the time zones. Essentially a 10 p.m. kick for those on the East Coast. Well, it's certainly a great night for some soccer, not too hot. Coming in, kick 99. Is that one chipped ahead? Rakowski going to come out and slide on top of that ball. Rakowski rolls it back out and gets it going quickly. Last one kind of touching on this 5-match unbeaten run. It's just 1 win, 4 draws, and that 1 victory against Colorado Springs. That 1 victory, to find another one, you got to go all the way back to July 12th. They've been 1-2-5 since the July 12th win at Oakland. So coming away with points, just not 3 points most of the time for Phoenix.
Well, and for Phoenix, the door's still open in the Western Conference. The door is absolutely still open. They're not the only team dropping results and having a hard time stringing those sorts of wins together. Phoenix very much still in the thick of things. Almost everything killing to play for in these last 6 games of the season.
Skier standing over the ball, and we'll set it off over to Asenge. Senge tries to play a ball over the top, but nobody's there as it falls all the way to Hugo Farreau. Very impressive keeper for this Loudoun United club. Comes into the night leading the championship in saves made. He's got 73 on the season. He has played every single match so far for this club. There's Learman, swings it over. McCabe helping out in defense. This one turned over. Loudoun United with the ball just past midfield. This one's sent down, we'll send all the way back. Over to the right wing, Tingy. Mines, long run if he can keep it in. Just does. This one sent towards, let it through. The dummy, the ball, and into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Loudoun. They strike first. Florian Vallot with the first goal of the night.
Well, and that's a lovely possession play from Loudoun United. They're on the road. They don't mind holding on to the ball. It's Ben Mines who makes such a lovely run out of his right-sided attacking midfield spot, that narrow winger spot on the right side for Mines. He cuts it back so cleanly for Vallot to be that late-arriving runner, his opposite in that left attacking midfield spot. Vallot so savvy with his movement and makes no mistake with the finish. And Loudoun United are up 1-0 on the road.
Vallot, the Frenchman, gets his second goal on the season. It's his 10th goal contribution overall. He's been one of the top assist men in the league. He came into the night with 8 of those, but he's found the back of the net just 10 minutes in.
Yeah, and Vallot's such an effective player in the USL Championship. Someone who's been playing as that second forward, number 10 type, up top next to Kimi Ordonez for Ryan Martin. But with Pedro Santos picking up those 2 yellows and being sent off and as a result ineligible for this game tonight, you see Vallot move wider on the left. And Ben Mines flip over to this right side where Santos has been starting for Ryan Martin. A lot of flexibility in this Loudoun United roster. That's one of the reasons why you love the addition of Kimi Ordonez into this team, is that he gives them another body in the attack so they can shuffle someone like Vallot into the attacking midfield spots, a place he's very, very comfortable. We saw it with the Red Bulls back in the day in Major League Soccer where he's playing in this exact same role. A really nice start for Loudoun and Florian Vallot.
Ball over the top as Faroux ends up scooping that up. Johnson was chasing it down. You had a chance. You look at this side. We mentioned right at the top the starting 11. Some things potentially shifting around. A 4-4-2 is kind of the expected kind of base shape. And, you know, with soccer it's always fluid. But you talked a little bit about it to Ryan Martin. They play a 4-2-2, which is not something you really see anywhere else in the soccer world.
No, you don't see a lot of teams that want to keep the ball possessed in this shape. Traditionally, we think about possession sides, and Loudoun are one of those, even on the road at times. You see those kind of teams want to play with triangles. You want to see them play out of a 4-3-3, occasionally a 4-2-3-1, something that's going to give you those triangles, especially in midfield. Ryan Martin doesn't need to have those triangles in this team. He's more than content to have his players, especially those 2 number 10s, the narrow wingers, the attacking midfielders, whatever you want to call them, pinching inside and playing strictly between the lines. And we see it so effectively from Loudoun, where they're moving bodies in and out of those positions. As we see the yellow card here, Ben Mines on that goal sequence runs out of that space into the depth, and Vallot's crashing on the other side. This Loudoun United team has such a comfort playing through midfield, finding their overloads in central areas, and it's really paid off for them this season.
Certainly has 41 goals on the year. As Mines, the man, as you just mentioned, he was the one to pick up that yellow card, clipped the heel of Flores. Flores will be the man to take this free kick. Flores hand up, and here it comes. This one sent well too deep, as nobody's anywhere near that. And toss back of the head for Danny Flores, a little frustrated after that. And just want to let you know that the USL on the CBS Sports Network continues in September with the championship Eastern Conference rivals battling to stay in the playoff hunt. Indy 11 take on Birmingham Legion FC on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Skierce, a little 1-2 play with Aveyevu. Aveyevu pressing forward, gets it off to the right side, and that one Colin Smith sent it right into the defender, and waiting to see did it go out. It did. It will be a throw to Phoenix.
And if you're Phoenix Rising, you're feeling the pressure a little bit right now. Killing a game at home, a very important opportunity for them to capitalize and rise up the Western Conference table. And you go out and struggle in the way that you've struggled so often in 2025. You give up an early goal, and now you're up against it a little bit at home. Loudoun United will still come out, and they'll still possess at times. They're not going to totally change what they do. But obviously, Phoenix Rising's job has just gotten harder. The impetus has to be on them to play cleanly and to be sharper defensively.
Really good challenge there from Noble Akello. As it's cleared away, it'll stay a throw to Phoenix. Good hustle from the young Canadian. Senge will switch it over here to Rafa Shihus. He plays it in. This one going towards the head as Farouk comes flying in. He's down on the ground after some contact with Sacco. The two went after the ball, and it looks like Sacco have a conversation with Isan Sacco.
See Farouk come off his line there. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of contact between the two there. At least on that first replay. Farouk holding maybe that, it's that right arm. Already a little bandaged up there. Hugo Farouk.
Farouk does look like he's all right. The two Frenchmen, he and Isan Sacco. Here's one more peek at it. Farouk just came out. He was first to the ball, punched it away, and just two players going for the ball.
And that's the third time by my count, Killian, we've seen Phoenix Rising try to play one of those clipped balls over the top. Loudoun United are comfortable defending high up the field. Now, I would expect them to be a bit more conservative at times with their line of confrontation now that they have that one-goal advantage. But Loudoun are still going to play. And for Phoenix Rising, there's going to be opportunities for you to go and target that space. I'd be shocked if Pamadou Ka and this coaching staff didn't talk about how much Farouk likes to come and be involved in the game, likes to, as you're seeing here, be involved in the possession, likes to come and play high off his line. Reminds me in a lot of ways of Rocco Rios Novo, a goalkeeper very familiar to Phoenix Rising fans. Likes to be involved in the game. Farouk wants to come and step forward, which could give Phoenix Rising an opportunity to play into that clipped little space just outside of Farouk, get him off his line and have opportunities from there.
He sends this one back to Learman. As Learman switched over other side to Tubbs. Garrison Tubbs, one of the newer members of this Loudoun United side. Tingy, that one, good little deflection as Johnson tried to sit down and get to it. Ball came all the way through and just snuck past Asenge, but he got a piece enough to send it back to Rakowski. This Loudoun United team coming off their worst defeat of the season. It was a 5-2 result at the hands of San Antonio. All 5 goals coming in the second half in the final 25-ish minutes of that match. In their last 5 league matches, they're 3-2, and they've been outscored 11-13. Typically, when you get outscored by 2 goals, you can't really look at it and go, hey, we're going to come out of it with 9 points, but sure enough, this Loudoun team has.
And that's the power of this Loudoun attack. Now, if you talk to Ryan Martin, he was very pleased to have Garrison Tubbs, former DC United man, back in this squad. Having him in the middle of the back line tonight next to Giannis Learman should give this team a defensive boost, a better 1v1 defender, a better aerial defender than really anybody else in this Loudoun squad.
A lot of space over there on that left wing as Asenge comes over to help pick it up. Cutting all the way back to the center of the pitch and laid off. Skundrich will get it off of his feet. An opportunity will at least have to wait a few minutes for the visitors. As Learman now the ball, and he'll play it back to his backline mate in Tubbs.
And you're seeing Loudoun United really overload the middle of this Phoenix Rising backline, and that's to be expected in this 4-2-2 shape. We're seeing Florian Velo pop up all over the field. He's dropping a little bit deeper, he's pushing higher, he's tucking in. Really almost as a third striker at times. Ben Mines flexing centrally, moving wider as well. So much movement and rotation for a very familiar Loudoun United group. Rising have had some trouble dealing with in the early stages.
And there's a bit of miscommunication. Nobody made that run as Rakowski will swing over and pick that one up. Folks, Phoenix Children's is the exclusive and official pediatric medical partner of Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Children provides expert care to children and their families, including primary and specialty care. Phoenix Children's is bringing care closer to home. To learn more, visit phoenixchildrens.org. Here's Sacco now on the right wing. Sacco waiting, and he's going to keep it right on the edge of the 18. Still standing with the ball. Velo is just kind of looking at him the entire time. It gets back and now switched and way too tall, and a lot of frustration. Some arms swinging around in those red kits.
And you can't be surprised. Phoenix Rising frustrated after the struggles early on. Pamadou Ka, you're getting a look at him there on the sideline. Certainly frustrated with how this game has started. Phoenix having trouble mounting really dangerous looks after conceding. It's just a sloppy ball there from Isan Sacco.
Ball gets thrown in. Mines got tangled up with Flores. They just kept playing.
If you're Phoenix, you'd like to see yourselves moving the ball a little bit quicker, especially into the gap behind Ben Mines and Florian Velo, those outside midfield defenders for Loudoun United, and ahead of the fullbacks. There's space between the lines, especially with Loudoun, who want to go more narrow defensively.
That was a good turn from Avievu, who tried to thread a ball into Cabral, but it was intercepted and taken away as Loudoun United back in possession, at least for the moment. Good turn, little tug of the back. Awua gets it off of his feet. Back to him, the goal scorer, Velo. He's going to switch sides. Tingy. Tingy, a lot of space. He's going to try and put one through. Back heel, still not out of danger. Right on the edge of the 18. Right-footed shot, curling, but well wide.
Still a look there for Loudoun United. That's the second time tonight that Asela Senge struggled to deal with one of those balls coming in towards him. Gets just a little flick on it there to redirect it, and does enough in that moment. But it doesn't look decisive from Asenge, the young center back, and on loan from the LA Galaxy. He struggled a little bit, Killian, in recent games for Phoenix Rising. Effectively handed a goal to Sacramento to help give them an early lead last weekend. They had that red card out here at 38th and Washington that's turned the tide of matches. Asela Senge is such a promising player. We saw it earlier with his moment of brilliance on the ball, getting out of pressure. Athletic, can cover ground, can sweep up and behind. A really, really bright young player, but looks to me right now like someone who's struggling a bit for confidence.
Shihus gets up and gets that one knocked away. As Asenge will play it back to his keeper.
It's a great ball from Patrick Rakowski right into that space, Killian, that I was mentioning. Just behind, and you see Ben Mines get back into shape, but behind the winger for Loudoun United. There are opportunities for Phoenix Rising to play into those spaces, especially on the left side. We have Flores and you have Hope Avievu, two really good on-ball players for Rising.
Ball sent forward. This one going to be crossed in. Snuck all the way through. Cabral tried to get his foot to it. Nothing there as Avievu comes. Bit of danger. Cabral was calling for a handball. There was nothing there. Shihus comes flying in and keeps that ball in play. A little shove from behind from Avievu and nothing called. Some pleading going on in that visitor's dugout as Avievu just going a little 1-2. Skier's trying to wait for something to develop in front of him.
Yeah, and if you're Phoenix, again, that's the moment where you want to move quicker. It's Noble Okello playing the quick little back pass to Skiers without really checking his shoulder, without opening his hips to receive on the half turn. These rhythm-building passes for Phoenix that aren't really accomplishing much on the ball.
This ball sent over to the right wing. Smith going to chase it down. He'll get to it. This one crossed in. That one gone all the way through. Learman got a foot to it on the end line. And Loudoun United can start working their way back out. Lots of room for Tingy as he works ahead. Johnson doubling back. Flores stands in front. This one played through across the face of goal, and nothing there. There's a run being made by Ryan, but he couldn't get to it.
Yeah, and Tingy's had a lot of opportunity to run into space on this near side. Clearly Loudoun United and Ryan Martin and that Loudoun United coaching staff finding the opportunity to play behind Phoenix Rising's wingers. And Killian, that's a theme we've seen all year long where Phoenix want to push those wingers high. Darius Johnson and Isan Sacco tonight, they want to get those players really high and involved in the attack. But those players can be slow to track back, and Loudoun United trying to take full advantage of that tonight.
Okello gallops ahead, splits a couple defenders. Ball still at his feet, and he gets it off to Avievu. Shihus send it over to Asenge. Sacco back to Colin Smith. Defenders creeping further and further up for Phoenix. All 10 men in the attacking half. This one sent in towards the back post. Faroux leaps up. Nicely done and a good snag. Strong hands from the Frenchman.
And that's a good call out from you, though, Killian, regarding the Phoenix Rising center backs. Rafael Shihus and Asela Senge really pushing forward 10, 12, 15 yards past the midway mark. If you're a Senge, you think you've got the wheels to go ahead and get back in that sequence. For Shihus, got a lot of minutes in his legs over the course of his career. It's going to be a taller task for him to get back in transition defense there.
I don't know if you want him to hear that. He might try to race you. Listen, I'm very confident in your ability, but I don't know if you can win that one.
Don't be. Even at 35, Rafa Shihus, twice the athlete I'll ever be.
Ball sent through, and that one misplayed, a miscommunication as Sacco was waiting for the return pass, and Smith could get it to him. Shihus been really sharp since he's joined this club just a few weeks ago, as there's a slip in some space. Skeers comes flying in. And now nicely done helping him back defense, Okello. Now Avayevu gets turned around, and that's going to be a yellow card, and that's going to go right out of the pocket. It'll be Tingy picking up the yellow.
Great defensive work there from Noble Okello, and the nice outlet ball from Okello to find Avayevu, who does so well to get his body in front of Tingy. Knows that he doesn't quite have the speed to burst away from the opposing defender, so does the smart thing and puts his body on the line, knows that he's going to get contact. Really, really savvy play from the young Phoenix Rising number 10.
Now we got a moment as Patrick Rakowski is sitting down right at the edge of the 18. The trainer is going to come out and take a quick look at him. So as they do that, teams are going to come over, get a quick drink of water. We'll remind you that you can also watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN. It's the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network, and select matches will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. You can go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Hispanic Heritage Night here at 38th in Washington. A band playing out in the concourse area a little bit earlier this evening. Some pretty sweet lowriders driving through as well. Allowing the fans to check them out. They tend to. Patrick Rakowski looks like he was just cramping up a little bit, and they got him stretched out, and he's going to get some water. So 25-ish minutes played so far. 1-0 the Loudoun United lead on that 9th-minute goal from Florian Vallot, his second on the year, 10th goal contribution as a whole in the championship. 40th goal on the season for Loudoun United, puts them level with Phoenix Rising. It looks like we're getting ready to get back underway. First 25 or so minutes, kind of your evaluation, Joe, of how the match has started for both sides.
Yeah, Phoenix have grown back into the game slowly after conceding to Vallot. I think if you're Loudoun United, though, you're really happy with how the opening stages of this game have progressed. You've controlled enough of the ball. You haven't given up a ton of clear-cut looks. Yeah, there have been some dangerous balls into the 18, but Phoenix Rising haven't met that service with runners. And you've done a good job of absorbing some of this Phoenix Rising possession in your 4-4-2 defensive structure. Loudoun United, a dangerous team coming into tonight, and they're proving it so far.
There's a Senge, sends it back to Rakowski. We've seen J.P. Skeers and Noble Okello kind of alternate who's dropping a little bit further back to help out on the back line. Right now it's Skeers. Shihus split out to the left, and he'll press it ahead. This one sent in. Johnson, a little back heel flick. He's going to go right back, try to center one, and there was nothing there, and sent out will be a throw.
Well, that's a nice look, though, from Phoenix, where Darius Johnson can use his strength. That's one of his best assets as a player. Having that physical ability to hold off an opposing defender, even in the wide areas. And Flores, so smart moving off the ball, can pick up nice pockets of space off of Johnson, almost using him as sort of a target left winger.
Good little chipped ball in. Smith, low cross. That one sent down right into the feet of Awuah. And now cleared out and away. Spinning through, trying to find somewhere to go was Ryan. Turned over, sent back in. Cabral with a turn, hesitates. This one crossed in, but right at Faroux, who makes the catch.
It's nice work from Remy Cabral, though. The final ball isn't there, but his ability to create enough space to play that pass in the first place You see Cabral, the lovely turn there to create separation. The final ball absolutely lets him down, but that's Remy Cabral close to his best on the ball where he can pull out those deceptive feints. We saw it in hold-up earlier on in this first half. There it is, a little higher up the field.
That one a foul. It'll be a free kick right towards midfield. Sent back McCabe, plays it back to his keeper. We'll go Farou. From France, mentioned he leads the league in saves coming in. He's faced 113 shots. He said he's played every single championship match, as he's going to be a booking, as Flores going to get a yellow, a quick one there for Danny Flores after the contact. So Flores will make his way back as wait a little ginger. Back up is Ben Vines.
Yeah, you can see Flores coming through the back there of Ben Mines. The full extension for Flores, an easy call there on the yellow. One change, Killian, that we've sort of seen since Patrick Krakowski went down, and that gave Pamadou Ka a chance to address some of his players. Darius Johnson dropping back quite deep on this near side to deal with Tingy as he tries to overlap. A really sensible adjustment from Phoenix to give them more width on that side. Another number as well to not allow Tingy to have that entire wing to himself.
Shihus presses forward. Shihus still weaving his way through. He goes down. Waiting to see no advantage, and there will actually play an advantage. Avievu wants to go at goal and just wide. That one skimmed a few feet away from the left from the left post.
That's a nice galloping run there from Rafa Shihus to progress the ball into the final third. Darius Johnson does so well there to find Hope Avievu. Phoenix Rising's number 10 has been waiting for a ball in that area just outside the top of the box tonight. Ends up putting it wide, Hope Avievu, but that's better progression from Phoenix.
Farou will send it in deep. It's going to be a foot race as Ryan has to stop and turn. Nothing there, though, as Asenge has it well covered, and he plays it back to Rakowski. Here's Akello. Akello for Johnson. As it's back to the defender, Tingy. Akello will switch. Lots of room over for Smith. As he plays a touchdown. Smith tries to cut in. Smith left-footed shot, and he got too far underneath that one. He sent it into the top row.
Yeah, not Colin Smith's strength getting those shots off with his weak foot. That left foot as a right-sided player. But does well to cut inside and create that opportunity. Phoenix Rising finding moments to push forward. Lovely ball out from Noble Akello there, finding some success. Phoenix Rising overloading the front two of Loudoun United so they can progress easily on the dribble to then have opportunities on goal.
Avievu now with some room. He hesitates, going to like to play it off to the left for Johnson. Johnson gets doubled up. That was Ordonez who came all the way back to help out in defense. As now he's pestered by two defenders. As now it will be out, it will be a throw. Ordonez and Hope Avievu got a little tangled up.
Yeah, and Ryan Martin earlier this week talking about how effective Kimi Ordonez has been for them. Mentioned that they still got some work to do with him in terms of the pressing assignments, of knowing where to go and when to go when they're in their more structured press. The effort, though, from the young striker absolutely cannot be knocked. He's willing to get back and to do that dirty work.
The effort is that ball played in. Long run from Flores as he'll let it roll all the way out. The effort's certainly there. The other thing that's definitely there is the talent. We mentioned it. He was our player to watch coming into this match, but the Guatemalan international, he came over in August from the Moldovan Premier League, and FC Zimbrut Chisinau He scored his 4 goals in the past 4 games he's appeared in. He's been really impressive since making his appearance, and this is a guy, he just knows how to score. As Phoenix trying to level it, this one sent towards the center, Faroux, and he kind of just slaps it down into the turf, and he elects to pick it up. Ordonez, you go all the way back. This is a guy, you know how his year started, Joe?
Go on.
In the Moldovan Cup. Started out with a hat trick and a brace in the first 2 rounds of the Moldovan Cup. 5 goals in his first 2 matches. That was all the way back in March. Doing something similar in 4-4 so far coming into tonight.
I was going to say the Moldovan Cup, really widely known as preparation for the Jaeger Cup here in the United States. I mean, Ordonez is, on a very serious note, is an incredibly talented player. You see it with his movement off the ball as a true number 9. You see it with his strength and his ability and hold up even as he's working to grow that part of his game. And his confidence striking the ball inside the 18. Something close to a complete number 9, a really, really nice find by Loudoun United. And that move sort of comes together in large part because of Loudoun United assistant coach Vic Longchuk, who's coached down in Central America, has coached some in Guatemala, and has really nice connections with the Guatemala national team and the coaching staff there. And Ordonez wants to get a bigger role in that national team ahead of World Cup qualifying, and it works for him to come in and become a starting player for Loudoun United, to grow himself in a different environment. Now he's getting starts for Guatemala. Is really effective over the summer for them. We mentioned that already in the Gold Cup. A really, really bright player.
Hey, he's going to be a fun one to keep an eye on. Mentioned that assist against the U.S. in the semifinals. If you remember that lone goal, he was the assist man in that 2-1 win for the U.S. in that match, as back heel flick Flores, though, comes back to get it. Scarce now. Akello, long legs. Akello goes for a goal, and that one's sent down by Learman. Now Cabral, and is still bouncing around inside the 18, and finally cleared away by Loudoun.
Oh, what a touch that was from Noble Akello. Not able to turn it into a clear-cut, unobstructed view on goal. But Akello so smooth. That's him at his best, where he's able to pick up the ball in tight spots. You wouldn't think of it when you look at him because he is such a tall player, but he's so elegant on the ball. That was a moment of magic there from Noble Akello.
Those long legs helping him get just a little bit further back to collect that ball and create an opportunity. Shihus now stands at the top of the circle. This one is big contact, but it came right through the behind of Cabral. Shihus now caught out of position. Here comes Ordonez moving his way forward. This one played through to the right. Long sprint and able to gonna just keep it in. McCabe helping out in the attack, and Loudoun United going to reset.
And that ball from Kimi Ordonez, as much as we're talking about how impressive a young player he is, still just 22 years old, overcooked that outlet ball to Ben Mines. Mines, though, has the speed. That has always been his calling card, his athleticism and his work rate. Ben Mines has just enough in the tank to get on the end of that ball.
Lehrman slowly walks his way up. Chip through looking for Velo as he elevates, nothing there, and it rolls out of touch. Rakowski will pick it up, and want to introduce to you the ultimate match day deal for Phoenix Rising. It's the family 4-pack. You can get 4 tickets, 4 entrees, 4 chips, and 4 waters or sodas, all for just $100. You can bring your family and experience an unforgettable night of soccer. Get your family 4-pack right now at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising, todos rojos.
Here we're seeing Noble Akello drop between the center backs for Phoenix Rising, splitting Asenge and Shihus. That gives Phoenix that 3v2 advantage against the front 2 for Loudoun. Gives their players plenty of space to either drive it forward or ping passes like that.
Really good ball. Now Sacco trying to find himself some space. Aveyevu gets it at the center right at the top of the 18. Cleared away. Akello wants a long shot at goal and just couldn't get that one settled. An ambitious attempt from the Canadian, but nothing to come.
Yeah, ambitious certainly there from Noble Akello. A poor decision there from the number 8. We are seeing some progress for Phoenix in their deeper build-up moments when they have a chance to really attack and set the structure against Loudoun's 4-4-2 shape. They are finding that overload deep in their own half. Progressing it forward with ease, it's just a question now of translating that progression into actual chances.
And we discussed a few weeks back, 2 of us, as Shihus gets a foot to that ball. Bit of a poor touch from Scarce as he takes some contact. He's a little slow to get up after that collision with Mines. Velo, the goal scorer, he's going to work ahead. He's going to swing it over to the left, Ryan. Ryan cutting in, and that one set down. Asenge got a piece of it. Sent back into the center. That one knocked down. Nothing still to come, and bouncing around, finally cleared away as Cabral will head it down. A tug at the back of the kit, and it will be a foul as Sacco wants it to keep going quickly. Here comes Aveyevu, prancing ahead towards the 18. He's got Flores to his left if he wants it. He's going to stop and slowly turn back to Skiers. Skiers going to switch Asenge. That line still very high for Phoenix as they try to find an equalizer before the end of this first half.
And this is killing what I mentioned earlier. When Loudoun United take that lead, they can afford to drop their line of confrontation deeper into their own half, where now they're defending Loudoun United for long stretches in their own half or even in their own third. Phoenix Rising, a team that really thrives, like every team, attacking in space when they can get their wingers, especially out in transition. That's Rising at their best. Not that they're incapable of creating chances against a lower block, but when you concede early like that, especially at home, you make your life so much more difficult on the ball because the spaces just get smaller and smaller.
There's Asenge. Aveyevu now over towards that right side. He's been moving a lot tonight. Good first touch, a little bit of burst, but too strong on the second. And it's turned over. A little played ahead, and he'll find it right back to his feet. As Loudoun United able to recontrol and gain possession.
And again, Darius Johnson on this near side doing a good job of getting back and being responsible defensively by tracking back to deal with Tain. You see it there on the bottom of your screen. Now just off screen. By tracking back to deal with the opposing fullback, that gives Danny Flores, the Phoenix Rising left back, who's really defending now as more of a left-sided center back, the opportunity to go man-to-man against Ben Mines. And Mines, let's remember, was the one who makes that run out of the pocket to play the cutback for Velo's goal. Sharp adjustments for Phoenix Rising. Question will be, as this game goes on, did they come a little too late?
This one trying to knock it down, asking for a handball, and it looks like there will be, and a yellow card is going to come out of the pocket for Tubbs.
Isan Sacco does well to hang in that play against Garrison Tubbs, flicks it up, trying to go around the DC United loanee. Ball ends up hitting the arm of Tubbs there. Phoenix Rising have a set piece.
Back. Here's one more look at that handball. Yeah,
catches the arm there of Garrison Tubbs.
That's always such a tough one for a defender.
Got arms. You can't get rid of them.
Sacco, crossover. Sacco, this one sent towards the near post. Nothing there, and it looks like it took a deflection. It will be, and we'll have our first Carvana corner kick of the night. It will belong to the hosts. This kick is brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. This will be Flores, the man to take this one on the far side of the pitch. Flores raises the hand. This one swung in and right into the hand. And headed out. Loudoun United. Try and spring something out. A bit of a poor touch, and hands immediately into the face of Ben Mines. That was a great opportunity, as he had Ordonez streaking out in front of him as well.
Yeah, and Darius Johnson was one of the only two Phoenix Rising players back defensively on that corner kick setup. Ends up getting dragged deep to deal with that counter. Killing, you said it well. Certainly a missed opportunity there for Loudoun. And you see Aveevu, number 10 in red there, all the way down on the near sideline. If you're Pamadou, you want your number 10 a little more central, so when he picks up the ball, he can really make Loudoun United pay from within the heart of their defensive structure. The problem for Phoenix, though, is that they haven't had a lot of opportunities to play those line-breaking passes in on the ground into their number 10. So Aveevu then feels like he has to go find the game.
This one's sent towards goal, but too tall, as Rakowski takes a little bunny hop, but nothing really there. As that one's sent back into the Bandidos, and we'll let you know Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. You can visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
And you see Aveevu again there, dropping to get on the ball, frustrated. Phoenix Rising's number 10, that he's not been more influential in this game. He's now breaking the structure to go and find the game. I don't think that's exactly what Pamadou wants from Phoenix Rising as they close out this first half.
A stoppage now as Zach Ryan, very talented striker. His Loudoun team down getting that right knee taken a look at now. Ryan's got 5 goals this year, 3 assists. He's got 30 over the course of his Loudoun career. He's the club's current leading scorer. As they're working on that right leg.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see if you're Ryan Martin. With Zach Ryan not at 100%, you're already missing Pedro Santos tonight. Abukora not fully fit, otherwise he would certainly be in the starting lineup for Ryan Martin. You're down attackers, you're integrating new players into this team. I'm curious to see how much more of Zach Ryan we see tonight.
And he'll make his way slowly off the pitch over to the dugout. He'll get looked at, and he's going to try and give it a go to keep on going. 3 added minutes before he'll get a break at the half. So Ryan's going to stay out there. We'll see if he indeed makes his way back out from the locker room in the second half, as they're going to tell him, hey, you got to come off. We'll let you back on. So at least for a few moments, this throw in for Flores, as he'll toss it in. As Ryan waiting to be let back on the pitch. And there he is. Asenge trying to thread a ball down through Cabral. A little bit of hustle as Farouk comes flying in. He has to slide in on top of that ball.
I like the idea there, though, from Marcel Asenge. The line breaker doesn't quite come off. But Phoenix haven't attempted a ton of those ambitious passes on the floor into central areas. Cabral tries to be crafty there. Sneak around in behind to get on that ball, but Farouk beats him to it.
Below, chested down. Is now Smith. Tries to clip one ahead for Sacco. Nothing there as seconds tick away. The final minute of stoppage time. First goal came 9 minutes in from Velo. There's been a few chances, but nothing really dangerous from either side for the rest of this first half. Farouk being chased down. He just has to get it away quickly. And now it's a foot race. Mines might be the man to win that one, though, as Mines collides with Shihus. And it's going to be a foul on Rafa Shihus and a free kick in a dangerous spot for the visitors.
Yeah, Rafa Shihus having some words there. But that is the trade-off when you go out if you're Phoenix Rising and add the 35-year-old in the summer transfer window, someone who's so effective on the ball, and we've seen that at times tonight, but does not have the pace to go and deal with someone like Ben Mines in transition. And now Phoenix Rising have to finish this first half with a real moment of focus on this dead ball defense.
And Shihus is going to be shown a yellow for that. That's one you're not necessarily sure if it's for the contact or maybe the words said after the contact. Here's one more look, that challenge.
Yeah, you see the extension, the clear foul there from Chius on Ben Mines. No doubt about that whatsoever. You do see, though, the veteran come back over and have another discussion with Rodrigo Albuquerque. Ends up in the book afterwards.
So setting up is going to be Velo, the man to take this. He's trying to see if Loudoun can't find one more, give him a real comfortable 2-0 advantage going into the halftime break, and we'll wait at least a few seconds longer. Friendly pushing and shoving going on down there. And is now ready to go. Below. That one leaping all the way up was Sacco. He got a piece of it. Sacco still down as that one knocked away. And now they're going to go back and check on Sacco as he elevated up, and it looks like he took that one right off the head. They're going to immediately come out and make sure he is okay.
Yeah, Sacco certainly looks to be in some pain after that dead ball. We'll catch the replay here. It's Velo. Takes that set piece, and Sacco does well to get contact with it to deflect that ball in from Velo. But certainly takes the brunt of the force of that ball along the way.
We'll get some water as we played now 5.5 minutes at the end of this first half. You can't imagine there'll be much to have after this is put back in. So Sacco will make his way off. He's giving a thumbs up saying he's all right to go back. Sent back down, and they're going to continue playing. So we'll see. Loudoun might get at least one more chance if they want to go quickly, as Sacco let back on. Ball played over the top. Tingy trying to run and get in after it. As Tingy, it takes a deflection, and it went off of Johnson. It will be a corner kick.
Yeah, and Phoenix Rising surely thought that set piece that Velo served in would have been the end of this first half. They've got one more sequence here to deal with off of yet another dead ball for Loudoun.
This will be another Carvana corner kick. Proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. Velo will slowly jog his way over as we've now played a whole 7 minutes of the expected 3. Velo being told, all right, let's go. Velo put his right foot through it, go towards the near post. Shihus gets a piece of it. As now Aveyevu goes down. Here comes Cabral going back the other direction. Potential counterattack as Cabral gets upended. And now it'll be a yellow card. Velo will get booked.
The never-ending first half, Killian. Phoenix Rising now with an opportunity on a dead ball. No reason not to push numbers forward here. As we catch the replay, Phoenix Rising deal with this set piece, end up going the other way. Good strength there from Hope Avievu. And the speed from Cabral. If I'm Phoenix Rising, I'm pushing just about everybody forward and almost pretending like this is a corner kick. Maybe you keep Colin Smith and Darius Johnson back. But I would push Rafa Shius up inside the 18 to be a target on this dead ball.
Oh, looks like Shius is going to be the man to take this free kick. As he's kind of coordinating everybody, he's trying to get as many guys forward as he can. They're going to play it short. Smith is going to need to go, and that one intercepted. Velo springing back the other direction. It's going to be 3-on-3, now 4-on-3. Long run, Awua on the right wing. Velo over to Awuwa. Awuwa, cross back in, headed towards goal, and Loudoun United has doubled the advantage at the death of the first half.
It's too easy for Loudoun United. Phoenix Rising hand the ball over to Loudoun off of that mistaken set piece, and it's Ben Mines, the assister on the first goal for the visitors, scoring the second off of a clinical counterattack from Loudoun United, taking what was given to them on that dead ball from Phoenix Rising. And what should have been a 1-0 deficit going into the break now turns into 2-0 for the home side.
Mines has his third goal on the year.
Man, Phoenix Rising are stunned.
I mean, you have to be. You've played nearly now 9.5 minutes in this half that is just not ended. It goes from an opportunity on one side, having to play defense, now getting a free kick, and now the boos come down from this home crowd, not pleased with the conclusion of this first 45.
Well, it's hard to overstate just how big of a mistake that is from Phoenix Rising on the dead ball. Pass out to Colin Smith, just under hit when you have an opportunity to play the ball into the box to end this half. On a set piece, you create a moment of danger inside the 18 instead. Sloppy play, hands an opportunity. A parting of the Red Sea there. Loudoun United come down right through, and they're up 2-0.
Well, the visitors snap up the opportunity. They scored twice in the first half, and they have a 2-0 advantage as we go to the halftime break. Don't go anywhere. We got halftime highlights and a little bit more from around the league when we get back.
Game day kickoff has arrived at Coulter Buick GMC Tempe. Check out our 2025 GMC Hummer EV leased for $699 a month. And we have the brand new 2026 GMC Sierra EV leased for $399 a month. Plus, we also have employee pricing on all in-stock 2024 Buicks and GMC models. So call, visit in store, or go online to coultertempe.com and experience the difference.
There's satisfaction in sacrifice, in spilling blood, sweat, and tears, in knowing that you left it all on the floor and never threw in the towel. Well, except to clean up the mess. Giving it all for your team is worth every drop. Modelo, brewed for fans with a fighting spirit.
Nope, you're not imagining it. The average grocery bill is now at its
highest point in over a decade. There's no sunny side to this. Egg prices are up.
Your coffee run is costing more these days. Drivers are paying.
Prices are up, but not at Metro. We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee. One line of unlimited 5G lowered by 20%. Now $40, period. And a free 5G phone. Go in-store, online, or call. Only at Metro.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helped you change your spare, and rock star nurses. Hey. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K every single day. Fueled by Circle K.
I have some questions to ask you. As your keeper, what's your mindset normally in the goal?
Obviously save balls and trying to win the game. Also dictate a little bit the game, organize, and just trying everything to not concede a goal.
Yeah, that's good. Why do you think Germany is the best at producing some of the best goalkeepers?
I think we started really young. I remember I started playing soccer when I was 3. I decided to be a goalie at the age of 5. I think I'm now 32. So I'm like 27 years a goalkeeper now. That's a big part why Germany has in the past had really good goalkeepers.
Speaking of Germany, what's the most famous player or keeper that you've played against or with?
I conceded my first goal from Lewandowski.
Oh, I have a jersey of him.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory with the Phoenix Rising?
Oof. I mean, obviously the championship was definitely a special moment. Then celebrating with the fans downtown was really cool. And then having some games here in front of the home fans, in front of the family and friends is really special for me.
Have you seen the game where you were called Peter Rakowski?
It's the goalkeeper, Peter Rakowski.
Yeah, maybe I should change my name to Peter. I feel like since they call me like that, I had a few good games. I guess it's Peter from now on.
The man, not the myth, the legend. Thank you for your time.
Welcome back in, 2-0 to the first 45 here at 38th and Washington. Loudoun United on top of the hosts as the crowd a little stunned after what happened to wrap up the first 45. We're going to take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Continue on the halftime report presented by Waymo.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Phoenix! 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 Woo! Out of here. I'm out.
Phoenix! Phoenix!
We're back on a beautiful night in Phoenix, 2-0 after the first half. Loudoun United on top of Phoenix Rising as Killian McClatchy here alongside Joe Lowry. As continue on the Waymo halftime report and give you some news and notes from around the championship. As Louisville City extending its unbeaten streak at Highmark Stadium, 13 consecutive matches. And they did win tonight as well, as they continue to chug along. Hartford Athletic claiming its 6th win in the last 7 games in all competitions. They now sit in 5th in the Eastern Conference. The East is certainly one that's getting a little interesting there, Joe. And then Cal Jennings, leading goal scorer of the 2020's 80th career goal. Whew. Already. It's 2025. He scored 80 goals already. Astronomical stuff.
Yeah, the model of consistency, Cal Jennings up top for a stacked Charleston Battery team. This is getting me juiced for the postseason, Killian.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's going to be a fun one, especially, honestly, on both sides, as here is the out-of-town scoreboard. Here's that look. You see that Louisville City 3-1 victory over Las Vegas. Tampa Bay Rowdies ended up with a 2-2 draw. Really some big ones. Sacramento Republic, a 2-0 win. San Antonio 3-1 over Orange County. And right now, FC Tulsa trailing at the half, 1-0 to Oakland Roots. As a 0-0, New Mexico United, another team that Phoenix is currently looking up at in the standings. So a lot still to play. As ready to go. The only other one I'll let you know as well. This is what Joe's been waiting for literally all year long. It's the Jägermeister Cup Final, October 4th, kicking off 10 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Golazzo. Sacramento Republic, Hartford Athletic. Joe, I give you the floor, sir.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this final. It's been fun to see this very first expanded edition of the Jaeger Cup. Greenville Triumph fell to Hartford in the semifinals. You can tell in juice for this. They were the last remaining team from the 3rd division in that competition. Now it is 2 USL Championship teams up against each other. That final will be in Sacramento. 2 teams that have been really sharp in recent form as well. Really, really looking forward to the conclusion of that cup.
Yeah, don't miss, as we said, October 4th, CBS Sports Golazzo. That's going to be a 10 p.m. Eastern kick. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take one more break. We got highlights from the first half and the second half when we come back.
Billy, I need help with the clicker.
Yeah, wait, 1 second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car.
Billy, you still there?
Okay,
You need Carvana. What's your plate number?
Boss, M-O-V.
Vehicle features, no accidents, right?
No.
Good. Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's
your car the easy way with Carvana.
The monsoon can drastically change our weather in just minutes.
With First Alert Weather, any changes, you'll know first, you'll know before.
Get the First Alert before you plan your day.
Get the First Alert before your commute home.
Get the First Alert to keep your family safe.
No matter what's on the horizon, when we know, you'll know. It's why we First Alert.
Only on Arizona's Family.
When you trust your heart to Abrazo Health, you're choosing one of the Valley's largest networks of cardiologists.
Nationally recognized for the heart care we provide and a dedicated heart hospital.
You're choosing a team who has dedicated their lives to help save yours.
We are here for every heartbeat, from preventative diagnostic testing
to performing complex, life-saving heart surgeries.
In matters of the heart, we believe it's a journey that we all take together.
Because heart care is better together.
There's satisfaction in sacrifice, in spilling blood, sweat, and tears, in knowing that you left it all on the floor and never threw in the towel. Well, except to clean up the mess. Giving it all for your team is worth every drop. Modelo, brewed for fans with a fighting spirit.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Carvana, ASMC, and America First. Back in, beautiful look of downtown Phoenix. Cronkite School on the campus of Arizona State University. Big time win just a few moments ago. Jesus Gomez, the walk-off field goal for Arizona State. Take down the Baylor Bears in Waco.
You can never tell, ladies and gentlemen, that Killian McClatchy attended Arizona State University. You just never would be able to guess.
Proud alum. Proud alum. Very happy. Big win for Arizona State. Right now, Loudoun United down 2-0, or up 2-0, excuse me, to Phoenix Rising, the local Phoenix team here, currently down. We're going to give you these first half highlights presented by Gila Rivers Resorts and Casinos. And Joe, it was a quick start for Loudoun. Just 9 minutes in, Florian Velo gets on the board, and it was really kind of Loudoun United. They kind of just jumped out. It was a boxing match where he came out and just kind of punched him right in the mouth to start.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising struggling with their box defending there. You can see JP Skiers trailing to get involved in this play. Doesn't end up reading the flight of the ball, and it's Florian Velo completely unmarked on the weak side. Loudoun United really have had the only couple of super clear-cut chances in this game, and they've only really had 2 of them, which they've scored both of those moments. it has been a first half of those moments so far, Killian.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising, they've been trying to sneak something into the box and just find somewhere to go with it. And then this is going to be the big one. This is really the controversial one. 9 added minutes, a free kick to Phoenix Rising. They elect to not just play it in deep, throw it towards the box. They elect to play it short. Pass gets intercepted, the counterattack, and Ben Mines ends up heading it home 2-0 right at the very end of a extended first half.
Yeah, it's a head-and-hands moment for Phoenix to give up that counterattack. What should have been an opportunity for you, turns into a 4v3 going the other way. Completely changes the calculation for Pamadouka. In his halftime talk, you'd have to imagine Phoenix have controlled the ball so far in this game, and part of that is because of the game state where they've been trailing. But now the job just gets more difficult for this Rising side who have to find a way to manufacture chances. And Killian, if you're Phoenix Rising, I think a big way that comes about is by finding Hope Aveyebu in between the lines. We saw it towards the end of the first half, him dropping deep and him dropping wide to go and try to find the ball instead of Aveyebu having to go and find the game himself. Phoenix Rising have to find him.
Yeah, we are expecting a couple substitutions. Amari Glasgow coming on for Loudoun United, and then Potmar Boy and Carl Saint going to be coming on for Phoenix Rising. So a couple of those changes made. It looks like one of those, Rafa Shihus, is one of the men coming off. He's going to make way for Potmar Boy.
And it looks like Colin Smith, Killian, was the other man to give way based off what I'm seeing for Phoenix Rising. It should be a back three for Pamadouka with Acela Senge. It looks like shaping up to be that right-sided center back with Carl Saint as the left-sider and Potmar Boy through the middle.
So Smith, we mentioned this just his first start. He's still been kind of working his way back from a mid-season knock that he's been trying to really just get himself back to 100% from. So Phoenix will start this second half with the ball down 2-0. They're going to need to get something to start to try and claw their way back in. They did the same thing last week in Sacramento, 5-match unbeaten run. They were able to claw and scratch their way back to earn themselves a 2-2 draw. Both goals coming in the second half, so certainly no stranger to being in this situation. As Danny Flores got to go, and Potmar Boy gets his first touch of the night. Saint over to Senge. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be Saint Marboy in the middle, and then Acela Senge is that right-sided center back in that back three.
And Isan Sako is going to be the width provider, it looks like, on this right side. Not quite as traditional of a role for the Frenchman, where he's played much more in the half spaces this season, even playing as that number 9 at times, but now you're seeing Akello rotate wide.
There's Akello. He's going to try and cross this one. He gets deflected down, and it'll be sent out. It'll be a long run for Skierce as he's going to just pick it up. It'll be a throw.
And on the other side for Loudoun United, Glasgow coming in on this right side gives Ryan Martin's outfit more speed in transition. It looks like it's Zach Ryan who's given way for him. Yep. We saw that knock towards the end of the first half. So Florian Below moves into play as that second striker underneath and next to Kimi Ordonez. And you've got Mines on one side and Glasgow on the other. A real opportunity now for Loudoun to be even more dangerous in transition through their wingers.
Potmar Boy will play it back to Rakowski. There's the official. Just got word, yes, Glasgow is the man on for Ryan, who did leave. We're testing out that right knee right at the end of that first half. So ultimately elected, and it honestly might even just be a, hey, playing it safe thing.
Sure.
Being up 2-0. As this one played back, Potmar Boy will come back to collect. You were talking there to Ryan Martin earlier in the week. They did say Abdulatif Abukora said being very cautious with him, and they've been fortunate they've gotten the results without needing him as a ball played through, as Cabral unable to play it down and get through. And honestly, if you're Loudoun United, you're sitting here after this first 45 going, hey, this is sitting pretty. We might not even have to bring him out at all tonight either.
Yeah, with a multi-goal lead, unless you're trying to work him way back up to fitness. Abukora, you're perfectly content, Ryan Martin, to let him sit and have another week to rest and recuperate after suffering what was, according to Ryan Martin, a hematoma in his calf against Charleston. Comes off in the second half of that game, and tonight is the first time he's been back in the matchday squad.
So he's going to be a key part, but as much rest as you can get him. This ball played through. Akello making the run in behind as he's just going to slide down in. It's out of touch, and it'll be a goal kick for Faru, who will scoop it up. And I want to let you know, remember, soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. You get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Killian, it doesn't surprise me to see Phoenix Rising pressing high on those goal kicks. We saw it plenty of times in the first half, but I would expect that we see Phoenix be a little bit more aggressive defensively and really push that line of confrontation high into Loudoun's own third. Hugo Farou, we talked about it plenty already, likes to be on the ball, but more than that, he's struggled and looked a little shaky in some of those possession moments tonight. If you're Remy Cabral, who has the engine to go and be an effective presser, there's every reason to be up in his grill and try to force a turnover in a really advantageous position.
Yeah, it certainly has. You mentioned, we've seen a couple times, just a little shaky. Nothing absurd or that really jumps out, but just enough of a pestering from Remy Cabral, I think, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's something he brings to that striker role. It's still with Cabral trying to have him be a part of the overarching defensive structure and to go with a coordinated press. There's a little bit of work to do there for the Frenchman when it comes to his approach, but certainly has the energy.
Velo, slow couple steps, little 1-2 with Ordonez. Now McCabe going to play it all the way back to Learman. Learman sends one into the center. Ordonez, it won't matter, a flag is up and he was offside. Kello, this one played in behind. Ooh, it does a nice job. Just get to foot of it and deflect it up and out for a throw-in.
Man, that's a better ball over the top there on that last sequence. Not quite perfect for Isan Sako, but better. If you remember, we saw Colin Smith try to play that clip ball to Isan Sako in the last few minutes of the first half, and it ends up rolling out of bounds on that far side. Get a little more distribution now out of this new shape for Phoenix.
This one crossed in, headed out by Learman, but right back to Skier, so he'll set it down. Now Aveyevu. Johnson. Flores will reset it. Sent through. That was underneath the feet of Cabral. Like the look of it. And now I got a player down on the far side for Phoenix, and that does indeed look like Daniel Flores as he is down.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see if you're Pamadou Ka and this Phoenix Rising coaching staff. Flores has really struggled to go a full 90 since joining this club on loan from Chivas. Still has not played an entire match from start to finish for Phoenix. Made it 89 against Sac Republic last weekend. Has struggled with a little bit of an issue with exactly what you're seeing right now, that upper leg area. Phoenix, if Flores can't continue, will really miss his crossing. And early crosses, especially from that left side, and Daniel Flores looks frustrated.
Yeah, certainly uncomfortable as he gets checked out by the training staff, and it looks like immediately a couple bodies are up. See Milquacio standing up, and it looks like he's going to get ready and might be being forced into action. Sheehan Emmers, he's got the bib off, and yeah, might be a couple changes coming for the home team.
Yeah, and interesting to see Quacio up talking with Pamadou Ka over Ryan Flood, who's played plenty of left back this year, but Quacio has as well. Quacio, the more attacking of those two players, even though he interprets that role differently from Flores, differently from Flood, where he is more of a midfielder by trade, who's ended up shifting into that left back spot as his career has progressed here with Phoenix Rising. And Daniel Flores still on the ground and looks to be in quite a bit of pain.
Yeah, see him, his teammates coming over and checking on him. That's Darius Johnson, and not what you want to see for the youngster. Taking a look at that left leg, left knee, as he is up, and he's going to be carried off by his teammate Hope Aveyevu, who will get him off the pitch and at least give him a moment. So not a good sign for the young Daniel Flores, as will be a couple changes here coming for Phoenix Rising.
And you have to imagine it'll be Quacio on for Flores Emmers coming on so early in the second half is interesting, Killian. I don't know if that's going to be for Noble Okello maybe, or maybe it's for one of the wingers. We've seen Emmers plenty of times this season in the wide areas. It looks like Okello is the one trotting off the field.
So it will be Okello coming off for Emmers. That's one of those interesting moves. Only played 7-ish minutes of the second half. So whatever it was, Pamodukan just didn't like the look that he had out there, apparently.
Yeah, it's surprising. You don't often see substitutions so quickly after the halftime break where you have a longer period of time to go and assess things and to make the changes that you want. You usually see at least 15 minutes of progress outside of injury for substitutions. Emmers, though, it looks like is moving right into that central midfield role. I am curious if we'll see him move as wide as Okello was in the opening stages of the second half. Okello often was picking up the width on this right side, allowing Sako to push inside. Phoenix Rising, it seems like still trying to find their shape here.
Yeah, so we'll see. They remain at that kind of 3 center back look.
Yeah, even that, Asenge has been pushing forward as almost as a pure right back at times. A really interesting hybrid sort of look from Phoenix Rising so far.
There's Quayshaw with his first touches in a while for Phoenix Rising. Back on the team sheet, now on the pitch, as Avayevu will have it. Get down, JP Skierce. Skierce the long run, collision, they're going to keep playing. Little dummy, nicely done by Loudoun Ordonez. This one sent ahead. Awua, he was the man who assisted on that goal right at the end of the first half, as Sako does a nice job to challenge and win that throw.
That's good defending there from Isan Sako to track back on this near side. Something to highlight, though, earlier in the sequence, we've just seen Cian Emmers come into this game. He gets bypassed very easily in central midfield and allows Loudoun to play through that area. And here they are again.
Now it's going to be a yellow card, and it looks like that one's going to be on Quayshaw. Quayshaw kind of walked away, and so immediately right in.
It's a moment of confusion there from Quayshaw. He thinks he's getting help. Ends up having to go and track back and get back involved in that play. Too much contact from the new entrant, and he's in the book.
So we'll set up a free kick and a set-piece chance for Loudoun, already up 2-0. Vivalo, he scored the opening salvo tonight. Below. This one crossed in towards the back post. Skierce got his head to it, not fully cleared away. Still knocked up and around. Still being headed up, and Johnson finally able to get a foot to it and clear it away back towards midfield. Tommy McCabe. Midfielder from South Orange, New Jersey. McCabe's one of those guys, I know you watching the film and taking a look, you were a big fan of his game and the position and role he plays for this Loudoun United side.
Yeah, brings so much between the lines, Tommy McCabe. Not the flashiest player by any means, but he has the physicality to be a threat defensively, but also calm on the ball in tight spots, can receive on the half turn and progress. He and Drew Skundrich, again, not the flashiest pairing by any means, but effective as a platform to allow their more advanced players, Loudoun United, to shine.
There's Sako. He's cutting his way inside, as now he'll swing it all the way out to Quayshaw. Quayshaw pressed forward. Johnson. So I'm saying, yeah, as you mentioned, it kind of looks more like it's back to that traditional 4 at the back with Asenge playing as a right back, as Asenge is on the ball now.
Well, I do question, Killian. I think you're spot on there. I question exactly what maybe you're getting out of Asenge as he pushes so high up there. I'd much rather have him exactly where he is now, just off screen, where he can go and distribute from slightly deeper areas and be that real asset on the ball in those earlier possession phases in the attacking half.
Cabral tried to flick one forward, but now coming back the other direction. Ordonez gets it off. Nice challenge and a potential opportunity. Here comes Sako with some space in front of him. He's got Avayevu to his right. Avayevu, low cross in, deflected down. Tubbs was right in front of it and did a nice job to clear it away. Skierce again, though, a good challenge. He's going to cross this one in, back post towards Johnson, and nothing there. It will be a corner, though.
How's the effort there from JP Skierce? getting down and dirty on the turf here at 38th and Washington a couple of times on that sequence. Comes in hard on Kimi Ordonez to win that ball and play it into the box. And Darius Johnson just forcing Tingy to go and push that ball out for a Phoenix Rising corner.
Here's Carvana, corner kick of the second half. Proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Will drive you happy. It'll be Quayshow to take this one. A big opportunity. Phoenix needs a goal, down by 2. Quayshow. This one's sent out. Skierce heads it up. It's going to be Popmar Boy trying to take a little half volley attempt towards it. And that would have been a tough angle no matter what.
Yeah, Marboy actually does pretty well there to get enough contact and power on that ball. Just can't quite get his foot over the ball enough and around it to direct it on target. That's good work from JP Skierce to get his head on the ball initially. And Marboy, you can see there plenty of power, just not on target.
This is a rising club. They've scored 23 goals in second halves so far this season, so no stranger to scoring in the second 45. As it stands right now, just based off of results around, Phoenix will not move. They will stand pat in 7th based off of everything going on around the rest of the league tonight. Emmer's long ball over the top. Flag is up, and Sacco was offside. So Loudoun United will go and set that up. And Rising fans, I'll remind you that Rising and Modelo have teamed up to offer the ultimate game night experience. For just $20, you can get 1 ticket and 1 24-ounce Modelo to elevate your game day. Don't miss out on this special offer. You can get your tickets today and cheer on Phoenix Rising. Buy now at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising, Todos Rojos. Emmers, poor touch, intercepted, as luckily, though, the defense was right on top of it. Carl Saint, and he just sends that one all the way back. Awua is the only person anywhere near it. Skundrich, long run in. Loudoun, this one crossed in just over the top of Popmar Boy. He said he didn't get a touch to it, and they will agree. And here we go. Sub coming on for Loudoun United. They might be up 2-0, but the big man up top coming on, Abdulatif Fabukora, making his first appearance. Coming back, and he will come on for Tubbs. So Tubbs actually, he was just coming over to get a drink. It will be Ben Mines actually the man to come off.
And Abukora coming into the weekend, the 4th leading scorer in the USL Championship, even as he's been in a bit of a goal drought prior to that calf injury against Charleston. A little bit surprised, Killian, to see him entering back into this game with Loudoun United still holding on to that lead. I think, it does say something about how Ryan Martin wants to approach games, talking about how we believe as a unit we can score against anyone. They don't necessarily want to be done here at 2-0. They see an opportunity to go out there and continue to hunt.
You have to wonder, especially with a guy like Abukora, he wants to be out there. You have to imagine if he might have been sitting there right next to Coach Martin saying, hey, yeah, I'm here.
Getting a little itchy.
A little tug at the shirt, saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm ready. Let me go."
And there's some of the youthful energy from Abukora Bushi, as he's called, inside of Loudoun United. The 21-year-old, so dynamic on the dribble and so effective at finding goal-scoring positions. Perhaps the best young player in all of the USL Championship. Someone with interest from higher up the pyramid here in American soccer, also from Europe as well. Someone that Loudoun United are really proud of how they stewarded his development. You can see just how dangerous he is, and you'll see it tonight, I'd have to imagine.
Some sent down Emmers. Senge is going to wait for some help, as Senge is going to take a couple touches. He's pestered by Abukora. He's going to now stop and turn and play it all the way back. You mentioned the fact that Abukora, his 11 goals is 4th in the league. He also hasn't scored since the end of June. It's been a long time. He got a lot of goals early in the season. He's been kind of shut down just a little bit in the midpoint of this year. In this back half, obviously the injuries played a factor as well. But as we know, certainly watching him over the last couple years, he is certainly very dangerous. There's an opportunity now on the counter for Phoenix. Asenge trying to get help out as Sacco lays it off for Asenge. Asenge just couldn't get behind the ball. He took a tumble, and no danger to come of that.
Asel Asenge busting to get up field on that right side. Such good speed there from the center back by Trey. Just cannot wrap his foot around the ball enough to either direct it towards frame or to find Isan Sacco. Part of the drawback there of having the young center back play wider on this right side really as an out-and-out right back in the second half is that he doesn't quite have the final touch in the final third.
There's a poor touch, and it'll be right back out, a throw-in the attacking third for Phoenix. They'll take it quickly. Johnson tries to get a little bit of space, almost overran the ball as Skeers has it. Skeers into the center. Nice, lovely little flick. An opportunity saved by Faroux. A little kick save as the Frenchman got a piece of it, and Loudoun now coming back the other direction as Abukora now towards midfield. He'll send this one down. Ordonez. Lovely bit of footwork. He'll get it off a low. He wanted it right back. He wasn't going to get it. Now Glasgow. Glasgow wants to go for goal, and that one curling just wide.
Yeah, and this game's starting to open up a little bit, Killian. Substitutions having been made on both sides. You'll see the Phoenix Rising chance. How good is that one-touch ball from Remy Cabral to release Cian Emmers inside the 18? Phoenix Rising's number 9, Cabral, has been so sharp in those little 1-2 touch passing moments tonight. One of his better on-ball performances in his Phoenix Rising career. Emmers just cannot fire past the goalkeeper.
There's Cabral, the ball at his feet. He's going to press ahead. Send it towards the middle. Aveyevu. Aveyevu has Glasgow coming in behind him. This one behind Johnson. He was just a step too quick. There's Ordonez. Going to come and collect this one. Archimedes Ordonez. Below now, Glasgow in a foot race with Quayshow. Glasgow will win it. Well, nicely done by Quayshow as he'll now watch it and let it roll out the back for a goal kick. A little bit of life from the fans here at 38th in Washington. And if you're hungry for after the match, be sure to head on into Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Their hand-battered chicken fingers and delicious secret sauce is the perfect way to feed your post-game appetite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Aveyevu. He's now working ahead. He's going to have to stop, hesitate, get himself some room. Cabral, one touch too strong and away as it's cleared up and out. It will be a throw to Phoenix.
That's good progression down that left side. Cian Emmers and Hope Aveyevu getting on the ball and driving it forward. Exactly as designed there from Phoenix. It's a heavy touch from Cabral that ends that sequence. Rising still looking for that last bit of quality in the final third.
Senge going to be the one to take this throw. He'll play it long, and out of the throw-in, the flag is up.
It looks like a foul throw there from Asel Asenge.
As now Hugo Faroux, he is down now in his goal, taking a seat. So the two sides will come over, get a drink. They're going to come out and take a look at Faroux. We mentioned he's got that, you see, he's got that right arm pretty heavily bandaged. Not sure if that's what they're checking on or if he's cramping up a little bit. He is kind of holding that arm a little gingerly. And it does look like that's what they're checking on.
And in the same breath, Remy Cabral's evening sure looks like has ended as he comes over to the bench. Charlie Dennis checking onto the field. I'd wager that means Isan Saka moves into a more central role, and we see Dennis as one of those narrow, wide attackers for Phoenix Rising. Pamadukar reaching to his bench yet again.
So Dennis the one getting up there. As Dennis the Menace gets ready to come on. He was one, he's had an interesting season himself. Picked up a knock early in the year, kind of had a position change. He's been really kind of a midfielder his entire career. Came over from Tampa Bay last season, and now they've wanted to see him more on the wing, and picked up a knock in preseason, missed a lot of times to start the year, and then finally came in one of his first matches. He ended up getting a hat trick in a Jägermeister Cup match. As Hugo Farou is up. So he's just coming over to get the ball.
And it will be Saka moving inside Dennis. Over on this right wing. He's going to try to play those left-footed in-swingers that he likes so much when he's playing as this inverted sort of winger on the right.
So it'll be a throw to Loudoun United. A little quick standings update. There was opportunity for one team to clinch tonight. That is the top seed in the Western Conference, FC Tulsa. They currently sit at 47. They are level right now in their match with Oakland. They were able to get one back. As it stands, Tulsa would clinch. Turnover. Here's Avievu, going to send it back over for Dennis. Dennis, fresh in the match, crosses and just got a piece of it. That was Learman who got his foot up and cleared it away. And that one, lovely bit of touch. And pressing forward, trying to get around Carl Saint now. 1-2, Glasgow coming in. This one crossed in. Pop Marboy right there in front of it, though. Awu with the ball at his feet. He'll send it over to Abukura. Ushi Abukura. Left off the team sheet in the last 3 matches. Dealing with that knock. Finally getting an opportunity to build back up as Loudoun prepares for the playoff push. Ordonez, turn. Ordonez, what a cut. Ordonez and saved by Rakowski.
And Kimi Ordonez can't believe it there. Buries his face in his jersey. Thought he was going to bury that shot. Such a nice turn to split. Pop Marboy and Carl Saint, but it's Patrick Rakowski coming up big. Stepping off of his line to make that save on Kimi Ordonez. It's a poor final shot there from the Guatemalan after he'd done so well to create the opportunity in the first place. Loudoun United now on the corner.
Another Carvana corner kick. They're going to take it short. Abukura going to get it back. Velo scored the opening goal tonight. Abukura, step over. He's got Sacco in front of him. Abukura tries to play one into the box, but nothing's there. Sacco does a nicely job defensively. Headed up, McCabe. Sent back, Abukura. Velo wants the ball to his left. He gets it to him. Velo, this one low, cross in, knocked down by Saint. And Pop Marboy has to wait and eventually finds Hope Avievu. Charlie Dennis, he's surrounded by 2 white kits and turned over.
And Phoenix lose the ball there. Dennis didn't have any outlets. No one moving off the ball to make themselves available for Dennis to play that pass out of pressure. Play stalls from there.
Ball waits up. Awua. He goes down. He takes a tumble. Arms out the entire time. Nothing to play as they keep going. Avievu finds Dennis. Dennis has numbers pushing forward with him, giving off Asenge. Asenge tries the cross, and it took a deflection. It will be a corner to Phoenix.
And here's an opportunity for Charlie Dennis to make a real impact on the game. Phoenix Rising struggling to create real opportunities in open play. Plenty of attacks have died either on the foot of Asel Asenge pushing forward down that right side or just with sluggish play in the final third. But Dennis now having a real opportunity on this dead ball.
Deadly left foot from the Englishman. His hands out, setting up this Carvana corner kick. Dennis towards the back post. Nothing there as Emmers has to weave his way around head referee tonight as it's going to be a throw. Wants to take it quickly. And they're going to actually stop. Going to be a substitution. Coming on will be New Zealand, Riley Bidois.
And this will be a like-for-like change positionally, with Kimi Ordonez coming off, Bidois coming on to play as that line leader ahead of Florian Velo. Just some fresh legs here for Ryan Martin. Not Kimi Ordonez's most impactful evening on the whole, but you could see it, Killian, throughout the night. His quality on the ball, really, really impressive when he's on the ball inside of tight spots. Bright future for Ordonez.
Yeah, he's going to be certainly one to keep an eye on over the next couple of years. Not just at the league level here, but also internationally. So Avievu, he was in a tight spot, took a deflection, quick throw in once again. Keep it down there in that tight space. As body's hitting the ground, Quayshow will commit the foul. It'll be a free kick to Loudoun. So they'll do that. A little bit of noise trying to be made down that south end in the Banditos. And if you can't watch the match, be sure you turn on Sirius XM FC 157, as it's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Otmar Boy first to get his head to it, as Dennis, a little turnaround of Awua. Thought he had an opportunity to break out, but nothing there.
Catch it on the replay here. Charlie Dennis closing on Awua. Grabs around the shoulder there. Not a ton of contact, but certainly the outstretched arm there from Dennis, and an easy call from the referee.
Hammers wins the ball back. Now Avievu goes down after some contact. 75 minutes played tonight in Phoenix. Loudoun 2-0, Velo 10 minutes in, and Ben Mines in stoppage time at the end of the first half is the difference as of right now, as the home team trying to keep this 5-match unbeaten run going. They're going to need a little bit of magic in the final 15 minutes, though, if they want to.
And Killian, this is where Phoenix Rising really missed the 1v1 threat. Someone like Joe Margarita, who left the club over the summer transfer window to go to Belgium. Damian Rivera out with injury. Kelvin Arase, who joined the club in the summer window and showed some really bright stuff early on in his Rising career, then quickly sidelined with injury. Phoenix light on wide attacking depth right now. And more than that, they're light on those 1v1 difference makers.
There's one of those attackers. Here's Darius Johnson, just a bit too far out of reach for Hope Avievu, as Loudoun trying to settle it down and get it away from their own attack, from their own third, and now some contact and a foul. And this one's head referee kind of walking over, looking at Emil Quayshow, the arms outstretched, saying, come on now.
And that's Amari Glasgow getting off the grass. There, a little extension there from Quayshow. Sitting on a yellow's got to be careful with just about 15 minutes left in this match as Rising look for goals.
So Faru will send some players forward, and Rising fans, don't wait. 2026 season ticket membership deposits are live, and just $100 per seat deposit adds to the 2026 season's priority list. For every deposit placed, you receive one complimentary ticket to a regular season game this year. Call 623-594-9606 or email sales@phxrisingfc.com to learn more. Be a slow, casual walk for this Carvana corner kick from Florian Velo. He'll take it quickly. This one crossed in towards the near post. This one volleyed and sent towards goal. Didn't really get a lot behind it, but it was spinning and sent it towards that right corner, but just wide of everything.
Yeah, it was McCabe. Weird deceptive angle from our seats up here. And you could see Asela Senge just not quite sure where exactly that ball was going. He went up for it. Phoenix Rising, though, keeping possession.
Oh, knocked down by Glasgow. Quick throw in taken. Johnson with a push from Glasgow. Now a little bit of physical play going on over there as Glasgow just touches it out. Phoenix the last couple times trying to get down, they've sent it over into that far corner and just got stuck each time.
Yeah, Rising have not had a ton of success tonight working the ball out of those tight spots, whether it's with their quick distribution and off-ball movement or lack thereof, and some of their struggles going 1v1 in this game. Lacking that real quick burst to get out of those tough spots.
Dennis, he'll get it, try to cut inside. He had a Senge working in front of him, elected not to take it. Now Dennis gets through a couple defenders after a bit of contact. Here's Quayshow. Quayshow sends it, and Glasgow is right in front of him as he has been pretty much all night since Quayshow's come onto the pitch. This one thrown in as Phoenix going to earn themselves a corner. Nicely done by Darius Johnson.
And immediately you see Charlie Dennis moving quickly over to that far corner flag, trying to give Phoenix some sort of spark on this set piece.
Our Carvana corner kick, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. Dennis, this one towards the back post. Potmar Boy, a little too aggressive trying to go after that one as Emmer's going to send it back in the other way. Potmar Boy gets his head to it, but unable to put it on goal, and it will be a throw.
Yeah, we'll catch it on the replay here. It's Emmer's clipping that ball back into the box. And Marboy does well to fight through some contact there, but can't direct it towards goal.
This one sent in. Avievu, chest down, cross towards the center. That one had some vigor. Now the strike bouncing around on the goal line, and it finds the back of the net finally. Don't know who got the goal. We'll have to take a look ourselves. These fans finally have something to cheer about tonight.
You can see the smoke from the south end. They're ecstatic to see Phoenix Rising half the deficit here. It's Charlie Dennis. Killian, we talked about that left foot. His ability to put the ball into dangerous areas. The ball comes out to Dennis here. Ricochets off of Learman. And that'll go down as an own goal from the center back. Giannis Learman tries to clear that ball off the line, ends up hitting it off the woodwork. And Phoenix Rising are back in this game.
As right back immediately, a dangerous chance for Loudoun United. And fans, it's another goal for Phoenix Rising, and it's another $250 from America First Credit Union. It's being donated to the United Food Bank through Goals for Good program, providing hunger relief to people across Arizona, one goal at a time. A big goal. They needed one if they wanted to have an opportunity to try and make things a little interesting in these final 10 minutes.
And if you're Ryan Martin, you're sort of wondering what on earth has just happened. Your side has been doing such a good job of absorbing pressure and not allowing clear-cut chances on goal. And that looked set to continue. An unforced error there from Learman puts Phoenix back in this game.
That ball finding the goal seemed to bring some new life to Phoenix Rising. Moving a little bit quicker, fans a little bit louder. They did something similar, as we said last week. It was 2 goals in the second half to take a point away from Sacramento Republic.
And this is where Phoenix Rising have to be careful. Great transition defending there from Emil Quayshow on Amari Glasgow. Really, really nice stuff from Phoenix Rising, with Loudoun United having the bodies and the speed to get at them on the break.
It's a long run and track down, as Velo was the first one to get to it. Johnson trying to fight for it. Johnson just keeps it in touch. As Johnson going to try and play it around. Spinning and weaving as Dennis just got the feet tangled up. The fans aren't going to be happy with it, but it's the right call.
Yeah, certainly the contact there from Charlie Dennis, trying to scratch and claw his way to an advantage on Kwame Awua. absolutely initiates contact there to try to get on the end of this ball.
Yeah. A little bit of contact there. Wood. It might have looked like Awuah might have accidentally tripped himself up, and Dennis was just in the wrong spot as the train making its way through the heart of downtown Phoenix.
Killian, you might be right about that sequence. Hard to tell without another look. I thought initially that Charlie Dennis had reached out that arm and actually grabbed Awuah, but it seemed like the arm made any contact. Awuah, though, certainly went to ground. Interesting sequence there.
So either way, it will be a free kick to Loudoun. A few subs readying for Loudoun. One of them, Robbie Dambrot, and Bolu Akinyode are the two waiting right near the fourth official. Abukora just try to get a little piece of it. Saint going to stop and turn. Senge as Okura comes sliding in to deflect that one away. So Rising will set for this throw in. Senge taking his time as the seconds tick away. And I'll let you know, eFootball is here. You can live your dream and rep your team. Go ahead and play as your favorite USL Championship club, and it's free to play. So go ahead and download it now. Johnson carries it towards the middle of the pitch and elects to play it back out. Quaisho. Rising and be able to pull themselves back to within a goal after the Learman own goal just a few minutes ago. Dennis, this one crossed in, and that was destined for the head of Isan Sako until Learman stepped in front.
That's a big-time defensive intervention there from Giannis Learman. You could see how sweetly that ball was struck from Charlie Dennis. That's what he brings off the bench in a moment like this where you've struggled to create through traditional means. You end up defaulting to Charlie Dennis' service. Nearly created a chance there for Phoenix.
So Awuah is still down on a knee, as that's what Loudoun is trying to point out and say, hey, we've got a man down. As Awuah, he's kind of looking over there at the side, waiting on the substitutes to come. So it looks like Velo's going to be one of the men to come off. His night will end. A good shift put in from Florian Velo, who picked up his second goal on the year, as he will slowly trot his way off the pitch. And Awuah will come off. Robbie Dambrot is the other one to come on.
And this effectively, Killian, is Ryan Martin's attempt to kill off this game. Robbie Dambrot started plenty of games for Loudoun United in the middle of that back line so far this season. He's got some experience, even as Loudoun have shuffled. And then you've got Akinyode coming in to make another appearance from Loudoun after they picked him up following his stint with Miami FC. He's another central defensive type who can add a real steal even at the base of midfield.
Nice bit of play keeping possession as Emmers is going to lay off for Johnson. Johnson wants to cross in. That one trying to fight his way through behind was Sako. A lot of white kits back in defense now as it is all hands on deck for Loudoun. That one just over the head of Avievu. Now a volley attempt from Skierce, and that one skied well into that south stands.
Yeah, JP Skier's out over his skis there, and he knows it. You can see it on his face. Poorly struck there from Phoenix Rising's defensive midfielder. Gives Loudoun United a chance to kill off some more of this game.
A few more seconds will tick off, and the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and the ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
And it's going to be Dambrot playing as this left back, a very defense-first option for Ryan Martin there. And you see over in central midfield, Akinyode playing now as that deepest midfielder to give Loudoun a little more steel.
Senge with a shove of Abukora, who comes back behind, gives a little tap of the ball behind after that contact from a Senge. I have to imagine there'll still be a decent chunk of stoppage time for Phoenix. So certainly still a good bit to play, and a poor throw-in as Saint just has to foul. As Bedouin came in to get that ball, I mean, there's really nothing else he could have done there.
No, it's been a game decided on the margins, Killian, tonight for Phoenix Rising. We talked about that goal conceded just before halftime off of the set piece. Senge has really struggled to get the ball in quickly on his throw-ins and to get it in accurately. You've got that turnover there from Phoenix Rising, inexcusable, just off of that throw-in, a sloppy error that lets Loudoun United watch more time tick off the clock. You called it out earlier, that moment where the ball takes quite some time to get back in play, and then you had the foul throw up the attacking half from Senge. Rising struggling a little bit with the details tonight.
Potmar Boyd just able to clear it away. We're hearing from down on the pitch. We should know any moment now, but hearing 7 minutes going to be added on. We'll get official word here in just a few moments. As Dambrot, the one to take this throw in. He'll toss it in right back to him. Skundrich. Abukura falls down as Emmers has to try and fight his way through a couple white kits, and it'll go out. And there is the official word. 7 minutes put up on the board. Dambrot will toss this one back in. Loudoun very content to just hold it down in this corner and earn themselves a corner kick like they just did. So everybody taking their time now. Carvana corner kick, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Skundrich back to Abukura. Akinyode. That's going to be played all the way back to Faru as more seconds able to tick away. You go Faru as Dennis goes up to try and fight for that header, and that one cleared away. Will be a throw to Phoenix. And now there's a player down.
And Pamadou Ka trying to stretch out Garrison Tubbs to get him back on the field as quickly as possible. It's a good summary of the urgency that Phoenix Rising feel right now. You see the contact there from Isan Sako, and Tubbs ends up colliding there with the Phoenix Rising manager. Does everything he can to get the DC United loanee back on the field.
Saint, pastured by Bedouin. Senge playing up high. Is Dennis able to chest this down to himself? Have to peel it back out for Boyd. This one swung over. Johnson. Johnson, a couple step overs. Johnson accelerates down towards the goal line. Crossed in. Skier Scott has tried to get his head to it. Got cleared away. Boy, he's going to try and send this one in. That one, a heavy collision with Skundrich, and immediately calling for the trainer.
And that one connects squarely with the head of Drew Skundrich there. And Killian, you're absolutely right. No wasted time there from Albuquerque and getting medical staff on the field. You see this ball in from Darius Johnson, a nice teasing ball right across the 6-yard box. Skiers tries to elevate for it, but it's this second sequence from Potmar Boy. I see Skundrich immediately falling to the ground, and he's still on the field getting treatment.
That was just turned and got him right on the side of the head. He's rolled over, though, which is a good sign. So they're going to certainly take all the precautions they need to. Looks like Moses Nyman is up and stretching out in case they need him. So as they tend to Skundrich, quick little match recap for you if you have missed any point of tonight. The 2-1 scoreline as Skundrich is up now on his feet, which is a good sign to see as they'll go through all the tests with him. But 10 minutes in, Florian Villot opened the scoring. Thanks to Ben Mines, an assist. That was 10 minutes in, it was 1-0. And then right at the end of the first half, a questionable bit of play from the home side leads to an opportunity right at the very end. 9 minutes extra after the 45. And Mines, who had the assist earlier, ends up heading one home to make it 2-0 at the end of the first 45. Fast forward all the way to the 80th minute. There's been a few dangerous chances for Loudoun. And ultimately, Phoenix finally got a little bit of momentum, started getting the ball into the box towards goal. Ended up, it was an own goal, Giannis Learman, on a weird little deflection. He tried to clear it off the line, ended up hitting it right into the crossbar and down into goal. And so that is the scoreline as we stand right now. 2-1 Loudoun. As Skundrich is up on his feet, he'll be wait to be let back on the pitch. Avayevu for Dennis as Phoenix is back going. Saint. This one crossed in towards the back post. Skierce got his head to it. It said it took a deflection and a goal kick.
And that's a lovely delivery from Carl Saint. The right-footed ball into the box. Skierce tries to elevate. You see that clipped ball in from Saint, and Skierce absolutely makes contact there. Just cannot connect cleanly to get that ball down and on target for Hugo Faru to deal with.
Faru, his foot through it. Emmers wins possession. Emmers laid through for Avayevu. Nice it on defensively. Tubbs came over and shut it down. Quick throw. I imagine there'll be a little bit of time past the 7 after the Skundrich injury timeout. They went to 10 to him. Johnson tries to cut inside, takes some contact. No foul as Glasgow able to press the other direction. Switches. Abukura. He'll wait up for it. This one sent towards the center. A little bit behind Edouard. Avayevu takes a deflection of Senge. Avayevu now making a run forward. He's going to stop and wait for a few more red kits to get forward with him. Dennis over for Emmers. Emmers has Dennis with him. Dennis, if he can get it to his left, the extra pass, he wanted to get it back. The feed returned to Emmers. Emmers was making a run. Quayshow now for Johnson. Johnson backing down Ting at the edge of the 18, plays it back out. Quayshow sent in. Skierce chips it forward, taking down, some contact in the box, arms up all over, nothing to be had as Abukora brings it back out the other way. Abukora chips it along as he's going to play it over. Long run for Glasgow. Have to see how much time is left. Abukora loses possession of it. If Phoenix goes, they might get one last chance. They can't keep possession. There's a few players down. Loudoun United will pass it around. They keep play going. As Tingy just chips it up and out. That will be a throw to Phoenix.
Yeah, you'll see the replay here. This is the penalty shout for Phoenix Rising. And you see Tubbs wrapped up there around Asela Senge. To me, Killian, you see plenty of arms up for Phoenix Rising. That no call is fairly consistent with how we've seen the latter stages of this game called. Think about Isan Sako on Garrison Tubbs here on the near sideline. That is not called for a foul and plenty of contact there in that sequence. I think the referee is well within his right to keep the whistle out of his mouth there, even with plenty of upset folks here at 38th and Washington.
So time continued to tick away as Phoenix trying to get themselves sorted out. I have to wonder how much time will be left in general as the head referee. I thought there was a booking for somewhere. It might have been back behind the play. Quayshow, I have to take a long throw in. Johnson, ball being knocked up and around, will stay throw in as a quick throw. Quayshow tried to go quickly as Sako trying to chase down the ball. So Saint sends it towards the edge of the 18. Asenge will knock it down. Towards Potmar. Boy, Asenge takes a shot. That one high up off the video board, and it looks like it did take a deflection. It will be a corner.
Yeah, and this could well be the last look of the game for Phoenix Rising, hoping to end this half with a different look on a set piece than how they ended the first.
Patrick Rakowski peered over, asking, do you need me up? Sending everybody but him. He stands at the edge of midfield. Dennis crossed in, headed towards goal, and it's 2-2! Charlie Dennis with the service, and Phoenix has grasped the point at the death.
And it's Carl Saint with the finish. But Killian, you called it out. It's Charlie Dennis again creating danger for Phoenix Rising. Coming off the bench, he has had his fingerprints all over both of these goals. For Phoenix, plays the ball in that creates the own goal in the first. And this lovely in-swinging corner kick with that left foot to find Carl Saint. Ends up wrong-footing Hugo Farou and gets this Phoenix Rising side level. It's 2-2.
Carl Saint, his first goal in a Rising kit, and it couldn't have happened at a better moment. This one knocked down, and it will be the final play of this match. And with that goal for Phoenix Rising, it's another $250 from America First Credit Union being donated to the United Food Bank. The Goals for Good program, providing hunger relief to people across Arizona, one goal at a time. As this fan, Grace, it was a long night. It took every single second tonight, but Rising extends their unbeaten run to 6. They take a point. Really, they steal a point in the final few moments against Loudoun United. It's all smiles for Carl Saint, his first here in Phoenix. As we're going to take a quick break, don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap things up on the other side. One more look at the equalizer from Carl Saint in stoppage time.
Hey, just a reminder that me and some friends are headed to the credit card bill tomorrow.
Again, I hate that you're always going to the credit card. Why can't you stay here and do things with us?
You don't generate the same interest. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Get your money working and keep more of it at home with 0% interest for 6 months on new Visa credit cards at America First.
Oh, Waymo's here.
The what?
The Waymo.
What's a Waymo?
There you go.
It's driving itself.
You're okay. It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
How does it do this?
Magic.
When you choose Arizona Sports Medicine Center, you have access to one of the Valley's most advanced sports medicine and orthopedic care teams.
You're choosing a multidisciplinary team who are dedicated to providing the care you need.
That's why we offer advanced treatments, both surgical and non-surgical options, including robotic-assisted procedures.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, a sports injury, or need rehab after surgery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love to do.
Care is more than just treatment. It's a journey we take together.
Back in Phoenix, a thriller to wrap up the evening. 2-2. Phoenix Rising ends up taking a point, extending their unbeaten run to 6 in a row against Loudoun United. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry. Joe, it was an exciting finish to this one here tonight. Carl Saint with a header off the corner at the very last moment, and really the last bit of play from the match here tonight. Finds the back of the net, and we'll show you a couple looks at it. We'll give you the night's match highlights presented by Gila Rivers Resorts and Casinos. We'll start with the first half, as really got going quickly. Just 10 minutes in, Florian Below and this Loudoun United team, they showed why they're one of the best goal-scoring teams in the league as well.
Yeah, such a hot start from the visitors. It's Ben Mines breaking out of the right side of that 4-2-2 structure. Plays a lovely cutback for Florian Below, who's just unmarked. Phoenix Rising continuing to struggle defensively at times. And they struggled tonight, Killian, in some of the little moments of the game. This whole sequence, Fiora comes off of a turnover, off of a last-minute set piece that Phoenix opted not to play into the box. Loudoun United come down the other way, and what should have been an opportunity for Phoenix turns into a 4-3 break for Loudoun United. They had a 2-0 edge heading into the second half.
And you get over to the second half. Really not a ton going on. You get to the 80th, a throw-in, and an opportunity created. Hope Avievu sends one in. Dennis off the bench, a little deflection. Learman tries to clear. It goes down as an own goal, and the first goal of the night for Phoenix.
Yeah, Charlie Dennis was the spark plug, though, for this Phoenix Rising side. Giannis Learman certainly going to be kicking himself for that moment, but it is Dennis who brings life to Rising in this right-sided attacking role. He plays the ball in for that moment, creates the opportunity for Loudoun to make a mistake, and then serves up this dead ball on a platter for Carl Saint, who finds himself free inside the 6-yard box. Phoenix Rising somehow, after a chaotic game where they didn't create a ton of super clear-cut chances, find themselves wrestling back yet another draw back-to-back weeks, finding themselves with a point after going down 2-0.
First goal of the Rising career for Carl Saint. Here are your final stats on the evening. The 2-2 scoreline, everything honestly pretty even. If you look statistically, Phoenix controlled the possession. I think we kind of expected that coming in here to this one tonight. But the big opportunities, Phoenix took the most of the chances that they had at Loudoun United. Might have had a few more that they wish they would have had back. But either way, points are shared here tonight.
Yeah, not a ton between these two things. These two teams, all things considered, Killian. Pretty evenly matched game. Both sides end up making mistakes that end up costing them in a major way. I think you'll walk away from this match if you're Ryan Martin and if you're Pamadou Ka thinking that was something and it could have been something more for your side tonight.
Well, you look forward. One update for you. The first team to clinch in the Western Conference, FC Tulsa, has officially clinched their playoff berth with a draw tonight against Oakland Roots, and the result here tonight from Phoenix Rising. So FC Tulsa clinches. Phoenix Rising, they stick where they are. They will sit in 7th place as they continue. They will head on the road. They will go and face Oakland Roots in their next match. Loudoun United, they will head back to the Commonwealth of Virginia. They play a hot Tampa Bay club coming up to Virginia. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. For my partner, Joe Lowry, my name is Killian McClatchy, and appreciate you spending some time with us here on this Saturday evening, an exciting Saturday evening. 5 matches left to go. Don't go anywhere. Pay attention as the push for the playoffs is getting into full swing. Thanks for watching. Final score tonight, 2-2 between Phoenix Rising and Loudoun, as you've been watching this presentation of the USL Championship.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.